Hello Math 143. Today I'm going to show you some features in Blackboard so you can start working on your group lab. I have added your group lab. I have added you to your new Unit 1 groups, and I'm going to show you how to access that as well as communicate with your group members once you have finished the individual Simpson's Paradox lab. Alright, so just to show you, I am logged into Blackboard. If you need to take a moment and pause the video and go ahead and get logged in, please do that now. Alright, now I'm going to hide my face and we're going to get started in Blackboard. So the first thing you'll notice is new is right here. It says example group. Yours is going to say unit 1 hyphen group and then a number. That's going to be your unit 1 group number. And you have all of these options now inside of Blackboard to communicate with your group members. So for example, sending an email and file exchange will probably be the two big ones, but you can also do a group discussion board, which I will discuss in a moment. First, let me show you. If you go under the Assignments tab inside that Unit 1 folder and that Simpson's Paradox Lab folder as well, you will see here in your table of contents a new lab is available for you, and it is the Group Simpson's Paradox Lab. When you're ready to get started on that, you can click to download it. And I'm going to remind you that you do have to download the lab in order to edit it. Several of you have been requesting permission to edit. I'm not going to accept your permission to edit because those are on my server and you would change it for every single person in the math department. So you have to download your own copy, and I'm going to remind you of that process in just a moment as soon as this loads. If you recall from the last video, this tends to take some time. And so once it is loaded, you'll have this bar here that allows you to do some searching. And it should ask you, what do you want to tell me what you want to do. So if you click in there and tell it you want to download a copy, and you click download a copy and then click download, and then I would save this file just as I did last time. And so it saves it onto my computer so I can open it. I will need to enable editing. And so my group name was example group. So I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to go ahead and save this to my desktop so I know exactly where it's at. And go ahead and click save. And then I'm going to fill it out. Now you might notice that this is exactly, the first few pages are exactly like what you've already done in the individual lab, and that's because they are. However, if you keep scrolling, you're going to come across some new problems regarding Craig Biggio and Barry Bonds, as well as the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So you're going to do these two new problems and work as a group to make sure that all of your answers match. So let me go ahead and give you this word of warning. All right. You have to complete every question in the group lab. Even the ones that are the same, you as a group need to create a new group lab that answers all of the questions together. Okay? This is a time for you to make sure that what you had on the individual lab is now correct and you fully understand Simpson's Paradox. So this is a learning experience. Also, as a reminder, the individual lab is graded only for completion and effort, not for accuracy. So don't feel like if you got answers wrong, your other group members are getting different answers, that you're going to fail the individual portion. That's not true. You're going to get credit for effort. But here is where it's time to come together as a group and learn the information completely. All right. So let me go back to my computer screen only. All right. So once you're done, so I'm going to pretend like I answered something, like maybe go down here. Maybe I'll say, yes, this is an example of Simpson's Paradox. And I'm not telling you that is the answer, I'm just giving you an example. All right, and plus you need to write a summary paragraph. All right, so you should have more than one sentence as your summary paragraph here. In that problem. So I'm going to save this. Now let's say I'm done and I'm ready to collaborate with my group members on this. Okay. So I'm going to go over here to my example group, and I'm going to click Group Discussion Board because I'm ready to collaborate. All right, so I've got my example group. Maybe since I'm going to have the same group for the entire Unit 1, maybe I want this one to be special, so I'm going to call it Simpson's Paradox Group Lab because I'm going to have 2 more labs with this group. And then I'm going to click Submit. All right, so inside this one, I'm going to create my first post, which they call a thread. And this is just a suggestion. You don't have to do it this way. You could do it over email, but I'm going to put Ethan's answers to Group Lab. And so these are my answers to the Group Lab. Let's compare. So I'm going to attach that to this thread. Remember, I saved it to my desktop. Sorry. So it is right here. It would probably be best if I renamed it so that we also know that this is mine. So go ahead and open that and submit. And so now my group members, when they go in there, they're going to see this new one. It's going to see my answers, and they can respond to me just like you would in a discussion board. So they can reply and say, well, for number 4, I got that it wasn't an example of Simpson's paradox. And then we can have a discussion, or they could upload their lab, and we could look at it and discuss it together. If you don't want to do discussion board, you could also do email. You can email back and forth. You'll see more than one person here. I'm only seeing myself because I'm the only one in the group. And then the last way that you could collaborate is through file exchange. But this only allows you to upload a file. You can't do any other form of communication. So you could say Ethan's Simpson's Paradox Lab, and you could just upload your lab for comparison. But again, there's no word exchange as far as texting or anything like that. You're just sharing a file with your classmates. All right, so all of this is located under the group features in Blackboard. What's also good, again, if you click on the little arrow right there beside example group, you will see the assignments that are due for your group. Right now it's the group Simpson's Paradox Lab submission, so that link will take you straight to the current group. Now I'm glad I did this because if you ever get this screen and you're like, well, it's not letting me attach anything, if you just click continue, it'll take you back to the page where you can download the lab as well as submit it. All right. And one last feature that I want to make you aware of is if you go to Course Tools and go to the calendar, I'm currently going to be working on getting all of the due dates that I posted under the Assignments tab inside this calendar for you. So you'll see right now the individual lab is due tonight by midnight. This group lab is due by next Tuesday at midnight. And then that Ethos, Pathos, and Logos quiz is due next Tuesday by midnight. I think I need to change that on the document. I think it says tonight. And then again, the mandatory census quiz. So if you click on any of these, it'll take you, not only can it take you to the assignment or take you to the test, it shows you the description. And I'm going to try and add all of the dates for our semester to this over the weekend. So we'll have that ready to go starting on Monday. All right. So as a recap, your group Simpson's Paradox Lab is available to you along with your new group members. So make sure that you are using this group features of Blackboard to communicate. You go under assignments, and also to check for any due dates and to keep up with them, you can go to Course Tools and go to Calendar. One last thing is that you can also download the Blackboard app through the Play Store or the iOS App Store, and you can get notifications and stuff that way as well. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen it from the student end yet, as you can also download the Word documents there as well. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Again, my email is esmith845@cvcc.edu. And I look forward to reading your introductions this weekend and in the future grading your group labs.